Hello everyone, welcome back to IIT Kanpur's NPTEL MOOC course on developing soft skills and personality. This is week 6, we are on module 6 and this is lecture number 33. In this week, as you are aware, I have been focusing on communication skills, and in the last lecture I started introducing to you about barriers to communication, and this lecture also I am going to continue with barriers to communication with a focus on interpersonal transactions. Before I start, let's take a quick look at what I did in the previous lecture. The previous lecture started with barriers to communication. Barriers, as you might have understood, are obstacles to any good effective communication, any kind of impediments, which could be physical, mental, emotional, psychological. So they act as blocks and then they contribute to failure of communication, or it can lead to miscommunication. In the following lecture, we are going to look at miscommunication, but right now you understand that it can cause failure of communication. We also looked at barriers arising from sender receiver's personality specifically, and then I discussed how those barriers can arise, at what levels. We started with discussing about encoding decoding level, where if the sharing of a common code is missing, so it could be a problem. People can understand it at different level. So even language should have a common frame of reference. The common people may understand it in a different manner, where if you take it to different group of people, scientists or people who are involved in spying, so the meaning can change. The barrier can also cause because the sender, if he or she is not clear about his or her objective, or makes use of inappropriate use of language. The same thing can happen with regard to receiver. I gave you the example of teacher student, where the teacher wanted to illustrate the ill effects of Iraq, the negative effects of Iraq, and the student completely took it the other way because he was unable to understand and interpret the message properly. Personality barriers are generally psychological in nature. People tend to take for granted the commonality in communication. Difference in backgrounds are overlooked. Difference in perception and the factors which cause barriers were discussed in the last lecture. And while concluding, I also talked to you about the overcoming strategies with a specific emphasis on the use of empathy. Now, in this one, let's focus more on barriers to interpersonal transactions. Now, to continue with the previous concept I told you, it can also happen because of limited frame of reference. What does it mean? So, there is one contextual situation in which sometimes often you don't understand what is the common context, or you are not able to understand the language because somebody is using a slang, somebody is using a jargon. Let me give a simple example. Uh, one student got a very good opportunity in a multinational company in the United States of America, and then she just landed on the first day, and then she was very happy, so she wanted to impress the boss. So she went to the boss again and again, asked whether she can do some job, and the boss said, okay, be cool, there's no problem, so if there is some work I will call you. And then after some time in the afternoon he called her, and then they were in a very busy meeting, and then people from so many other companies have come. There was some legal dispute and something going on. So in his complete busyness, he was completely immersed in discussing with people. He just asked her uh, whether she can burn a document for him. He just asked, can you burn it for me? And then he gave that document to her. She took the document and she went to her cabin. She thought that, why is he asking me to burn it? So he wants me to destroy it maybe very safely. So she took a matchbox and then she burnt it, and then she even ensured that the ashes were completely destroyed and then put in the trash can properly, and then she sat, having done her first job very nicely. After half an hour, the annoyed boss called her and asked, "What happened? Haven't you burnt it yet?" So she said, "I burnt it long before, sir." Then, where is it? Where is the copy? Now, then it struck her that maybe burn here means something different in the office parlance, just like the way nowadays you use burning CDs, burning DVD. It actually means take a photocopy, okay, take an image of this, make a replica of this. Now, needless to say, the boss got so angry because that was a document they were preserving for about 50 years, and he just trusted her, and in one single moment she completely destroyed the goodwill built by the company. And needless to say, she was thrown out, fired off from the job on the very first day she joined. Now, all because of one small lack of knowledge with regard to the slang that was used and which she didn't understand because of her limited frame of reference. Now, we can look at more examples, but while we look at more examples, you should also know about certain other aspects of barriers with regard to interpersonal transactions, particularly the emotional interference. Most of the times in interpersonal transactions, it's the emotions which will act as a major barrier. Emotional reactions, negative attitudes, and wrong timing. Okay. Somebody is not prepared to receive something, and then you go and talk about that thing that the person is least interested. So, it can create a emotional barrier. Display of even intense emotion is likely to distort the message. It could be love, which is positive, but it could be hatred, jealousy, anger, joy, sorrow. All can act as interferences. Now, some of the hidden open emotional gestures are culturally given, uh, even like hugging somebody in some place just to give warmth, shaking hands, okay, or even just smiling and saying namaste. So, these are all culturally given, but negative emotions act as barriers irrespective of the fact where you get them. Some of the negative emotions like fear, apprehension, misgiving leading to misunderstanding, anger, bitterness, hatred, jealousy, suspicion, disbelief, distrust, anxiety, low self esteem will also act as a block. Distress, stress as such. And then in terms of health, fatigue, that is if somebody is overworked, the person is again not able to emotionally commit to the communication that is before him. Ill health, pain, some kind of body pain, somebody is in fever, some kind of disability, again it will affect the person internally, psychologically. The person will not be able to interact with the one who is just before him or her. Now, the other interesting aspects about emotional interference, negative emotions interfere more than positive ones. So, you generally need not bother much about positive ones because they are not as harmful as the negative emotions. For example, the attitude itself, if somebody goes with a threatening attitude, domineering attitude, it makes the person at the other side become defensive. The other person is likely to misinterpret, ignore, or overreact to the messages. The person will become defensive and think that he is trying to attack me, is in an oppressive kind of situation. So, I should be defending myself. So, that again acts as a barrier in communication. Then the language that is used can act as a major barrier. This is the funny thing about language. You know, all the time we play language games and then we don't tell things directly. We don't want people to even understand it correctly. We know that communication is working out with lot of presumptions and assumptions and shared meanings, okay, with limited frame of reference often. But still we enjoy using words with two meanings. Sometimes the same letters are there, but the pronunciation and meaning are different because they are grammatically different categories, maybe verb and noun as some of the examples I have put here. So, then you understand that sometimes if you do not understand the grammatical category, the situation, the place where the word is used, the way it is pronounced, again you may misunderstand what is being said to you. Look at some examples I have given where the same word can be used with different pronunciations and different meaning. Look at the first example. No one could believe how much produce our garden could produce. So, produce or the yield, the products our garden could produce, that is the activity, how much it can grow. Look at the next one. They were going to project the project at the local theatre, maybe in the form of PowerPoint, maybe in the form of a video. They are going to project, that is show it on a projector. The project, that is the written part, okay, the survey that is done at the local theatre. The band booked the studio to record their record. Record is a kind of storage of their activities. Record is actually trying to record it at that moment. Next one is equally interesting. The bandage was wound. Wound is like rounding it and then winding it around something. Around the wound. Wound is the hurt, the injury. Another interesting example, we must polish the Polish furniture. So, polish, you know, you put the shine, but Polish, the furniture which came from Poland, from the Polish people. Since there is no time like the present, that is the present moment, he thought it was time to present, give the present. The third present is gift. First one is the current time indicating present, second one is the act of giving, and the third one is referring to the gift itself. You can see the same word present, same spelling, but how it can function with three different meanings. And the last example I have put, if you look at it, again it's funny. I spent last evening, the next one same spelling, but it's not evening, it is evening. From the word even, when you even out something, you try to make it smooth, you try to flatten it, you try to remove certain things which were uneven, and then you straighten them out, you sort them out. So, I spent last evening evening out a pile of dirt. I hope you could see now, when if people are using it in a different sense, obviously the language can also cause this problem. So, how can we overcome some of these issues? Now, for example, when somebody is using angry tone, as I have said in various instances before, whether on telephone or in person when we resolve conflict, you need to lower the voice and you need to maintain calmness. The sender should show concern, gain trust and establish credibility in the eyes of the receiver, especially before introducing something. And then this can be done only through consistent and predictable behavior, which means you have to gain trust in communication over a period of time. And then when you say something, people will believe you. For instance, if you are the higher authority and then you want to introduce something in your workplace, company, and people are afraid that you are introducing this, let us say it is a new machine, or you are saying that your entire office will be automated and new software will come and new computers will come, and they should be using everything only through the computers within a week's time. Now, people will have fear of change, people will resist. Now, you can remove that only through education and familiarization. You have to educate them, you have to give them training courses, you have to show them on videos, you have to have orientation programs, you have to show them, familiarize them, give them first hands on experience, and then they accept that okay, this is harmless, the technology is fine, it is going to help me. So, then you will be able to convince them. Similarly, wrong timing can also be a very worst barrier to interpersonal transactions. So, one has to select the best psychological moment. Now, the worker wants to ask an increase in salary, the boss has already lost millions of rupees, and then he is so sad, and then he lost in one single transaction, he lost lots of money, and then this person goes in and then he asks for promotion and some increment and this thing. So, obviously the boss is likely to get angry, but the same boss, there was a business success, okay, and then he earned lot of money, then he is very happy, and that is the time this person enters and says, sir, and then he asks what, and then the boss himself appreciates that, I am very happy that you helped me in this project and then you did it extremely well. So, what is it that you want? And then the person says, sir, I need one vacation, and then I had applied for increment and promotion, if you can consider that. So, boss will say, that's okay, that will be done, we can go, you enjoy the vacation. So, that choosing the right time, selection of the best psychological moment, that is also very important. I remember a movie in which the hero proposes to the heroine after lot of eye to eye contact and then smile, and then after that he musters up courage and he clearly feels that she is actually interested in him, and then he gives a card and then says that he likes her and he would like to have her as his life partner. But then the girl doesn't say anything for about 3 days, and then she doesn't turn up for the next 3 days. Now, the hero develops severe heart pain because the heroine is not saying anything, and then later we are told that the heroine really likes this person, but she didn't express it because just the day he gave it and she thought of expressing on the next day, her sister committed suicide, and the father was terribly angry that the sister eloped, and then since the father didn't accept her choice, so she decided to commit suicide with her partner, and that affected her, that left her in a trauma, and she was completely confused whether to accept this or not. So, the time was needed for giving her some maturity to accept the relationship, and the best psychological moment was not the one in which he actually gave the proposal. So, it is very important that you select the best psychological moment in all kind of human interactions, so that it becomes successful. Let us look at some more language barriers and see how you can overcome these ones. More examples on how the same words can mean different things in different cultural contexts to different language speaking people. One example, like Coca-Cola in China was introduced as Keiko Kela. Now, in Chinese it means bite the wax tadpole or female horse stuffed with wax, depending on the dialect. Now, later they changed to Coca-Cola, which meant happiness in the mouth. So, when they changed this, the people started buying it much more because it meant something completely different to them culturally, and then it gave them a feeling that they are really having happiness in the mouth instead of the other negative connotation that was given before. Similarly, sometimes in translation the meaning can be lost. Take this example, when General Motors introduced the Chevy Nova in South America, the car didn't sell initially, and then they found it out that Nova, which actually means something new, something innovative, there it actually meant in translation it won't go. So, it was ironic because who will buy a car that won't go? and then they realized the mistake they made, and then they renamed the car in its Spanish markets to Caribe. So, indicating that it's Caribbean, it's part of their culture and they can own it with pride. So, that changed the entire market, and then people started buying it happily. So, once again, how would you sort out these issues when it comes to language? How can we overcome? When you use an ambiguous or polysemous word is one word that has many meanings. Now, make the context very clear. What meaning is the one in which you use it when you are telling the other person? Please make it clear, and try to understand any cultural variation in pronunciation that might cause miscommunication. While speaking, correlate your intentions with positive nonverbal gestures. We are going to spend some more lectures on nonverbal communication as such, but right now you remember that your body language can also communicate exactly what you want to say. Okay. So, that actually will make the other persons understand that okay, you are saying something positive, it is not something negative. By your hand gestures they should be able to understand, and if needed in a culturally different scenario where even you do not understand the language, seek the help of a translator or a native speaker as and when required. So, this will again help you to overcome situations where you are likely to commit errors because of your own ignorance of the language or the limited framework in which you try to operate. You can also ask questions overall whenever you think that there is a kind of friction or misunderstanding in interpersonal relationships, interpersonal communication. Ask questions just like the way you do when you are an active listener. Seek clarifications. Never presume your communication meaning is easily understood. Remember, this is the common misgiving most of us have, thinking that we said something and we have communicated it 100% effectively, and that is the illusion we have. So, never presume your communication meaning is easily understood. You correct it. And whenever you say, be clear and precise about your message. Don't use superfluous words which are not required at all. Use repetition. Beginning you said something, in between you can say the same thing again, while concluding you can repeat it for emphasis. Summarize, like in between you try to summarize. Paraphrase, if they don't understand it, put the difficult ones in simple words, that is paraphrasing. And if you cannot summarize, you ask somebody to summarize it for you. And as an active listener, listen carefully and patiently. Don't interrupt even if somebody criticizes you. Okay. Because if you are really interested in developing your soft skills and personality, you should understand that you will benefit so much from your critics than your friends. Because friends generally are polite and then they don't want to criticize you that much, and then they put you. It's your enemies or the critics who will staunchly criticize you and then tell you the negative qualities in you, the limitations in you which you can overcome. And whenever a criticism is given, reflect back, introspect. And when you reflect back before them, the one who is criticizing will feel understood, that the person who is giving you the suggestions will feel that you are very intently listening to the other one, and you will gain by whatever criticisms have been posed on you. Okay. Now, towards the end, just a quick recapture of what I said in terms of technology and communication. I referred to the quote from Einstein where he says that I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction, the world will have a generation of idiots. Now, this picture which is available on the net, it shows how people have become mobile addicts and how technology has completely permeated all forms of communication, whether having coffee with friends or spending a day in beach or cheering your team in any kind of sports activities, or even on intimate moments, or when you are on a tour and you are enjoying the sightseeing, or when you are having dinner with close people. Now all the time you are looking at mobile and then you are not looking at human beings, you are not maintaining eye contact. Now this technology has really reached this level and then it is causing lot of barrier. I gave lot of tips while we talked about mobile and telephone use as such, but as a concluding thought in terms of communication as such and the barriers which will come because of technology, what are the overcoming strategies that you can have? Use any kind of technological aids for communication to the minimum. If you can actually meet someone personally and then you don't have to talk to the person on phone, do that and use appropriate media. So you know, spoken form, written form, the non-verbal form, all three are there. So when you have to speak, you speak. When you can write something and send it to the person, you write it. And sometimes non-verbal gestures, like let us say somebody is asking you a very embarrassing question, you can just smile, okay, and then indicating that you don't want to comment on that. And the channel that you use, so are you deciding to use face to face communication, one to one level, or one to group? Would you use telephone, conference mode of telephone when you are in group? Would you like to use radio for mass communication? Would you use television, or just letters typed or handwritten, or email or SMS? Now you have to decide the appropriate medium that you want to use to the appropriate mode of communication that is required. Now most of the cases, if you can use face to face communication, do not send SMS or email. And the vice versa is also true. If you can send something through email and you don't have to make pains to meet the person face to face, especially if the distance is longer and then taking appointment is going to be very difficult. So in that case you can use even email. But the last important point is avoid overuse, which means sending too many mails, which we discussed lot in the lecture on email etiquette and netiquette. But still remember, don't send long emails, do not make long phone calls. Even if you don't mind paying for that, do not make long phone calls. It's better you meet the person, or you just be businesslike and then add some of your personal touch if it is an intimate one, but then wind up so that you save your time and then give respect to the other person's time. Misuse of technology, particularly phone, etc., you have to look at it very carefully. For example, asking confidential matter using SMS. Okay. You have gone for an interview and then you send an SMS to the vice chancellor of the university or the head of the department asking, have I been selected in this interview? Please respond. Now, almost 100% nobody will respond to this SMS. There are legal obligations, there are commitments which cannot be very easily said through SMS. Even if you ask through email, sometimes there are certain things that cannot be disclosed. Even on phone it cannot be disclosed. So on those occasions, especially confidential matter, you have to be very careful. So you should not even ask, so it doesn't look good when you ask it. And contemporary times, nowadays the worst use is happening when you have Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp Messenger, or any form of messenger in which you can message to the other person at the other end just at the touch of some buttons, and then you type something and then send it. Now you have to see whether you are using appropriately. Sometimes you ask a person to come and inaugurate a program, okay, and then let us say he is a very important VIP. he has given the number because he respected your friendship. But when you ask the person, can you come for this program on this day at this time, sending through WhatsApp or sending through Facebook, it will offend the other person, because the normal decorum is, on such cases you go there in person, invite the other person, find out whether the person is free, then you fix the appointment, or at least you call the person on phone, fix an appointment before going. So, sending random messages, then asking somebody whether you can do this or not. So, I recently received an interesting message on Facebook asking, can you give a recommendation letter? Okay, I just messaged back by saying, I know you only as a Facebook friend for the past 3 months, and then in the 3 months I have only got frequent messages from you, and nothing academic I have got. So, all I can say about you is, I know you as a Facebook messenger friend for 3 months, nothing else. So, you can understand the gravity of certain things, giving a recommendation letter or inviting somebody for an important event. Message is not the appropriate one, and you should restrain yourself to use it. Okay, and you should create appropriate time and the medium for actually doing these ones. Sometimes email itself is accepted as a formal communication, but more than that, sometimes people expect that you call them, discuss with them, or you even meet them and talk to them. So, excess use, just avoid. And last, I just want to leave with the motivating quote from a very motivating author, Brian Tracy. His book is written so many books on personality development, time management, goal, etc. And this is his famous quote on communication, because most of you think, even when I say this, that you cannot develop communication. You will have your own apprehensions as how you can become an expert. But understand, as he says, communication is a skill that you can learn. It's like riding a bicycle or typing. If you are willing to work at it, you can rapidly improve the quality of every part of your life. So, I wish you that you develop this skill just like the way you developed other skills, whether like bicycle, uh, cycling or swimming or even jogging. So, develop this skill, master it, and as I was about to tell you, I wish that you improve the quality of every part of your life and develop your personality along with that. Wish you all success, and thank you for watching this video.